move to B1 down at this end of the table. We've got Laverne coach Matt Cox and Dewar coach Matt Ross. We're going to start with Coach Ross. If you'll give an opening statement and then introduce your players that you brought with you today.
First of all, I just want to thank everyone that's put this on in the media for being here, and just appreciate UCO and how they make this experience for all the schools. We were here last year, and I mean, it was just incredible to get to experience it. Also just want to just give glory to God and say how thankful I am and just blessed to be in the position that we are as a team. And I'm thankful to the Dewar School and just the community for supporting me in my first year as head coach at Dewar. We've had a really fun season, but we've had some challenges with injuries and stuff, and we have had to make some adjustments on the fly, but everyone's just bought in and stepped up, and just next man up mentality. The players I brought with me, I brought our running back Braylon Lewis. He's a physical running back, and he's our energy guy. He just really is a good leader, and not just on game nights, but in practice. He just brings a lot of energy. Never shuts up sometimes, but I love that about him. I brought our quarterback, junior Peyton Kilhoffer. He's been starting for us for 3 years now, and he's just a great leader, leads by example. He's a baseball kid too, plays a lot of baseball during the summer. He's the type of kid that, I know they've headed out for some trips to Georgia, and he makes sure he gets his work. He'll come in early and get his workout in, and I mean, he makes it a priority to get his football stuff done, and then pursues the baseball stuff. The other thing about him is we've been fortunate, especially at the 8-man level, in the past, not to have a lot of guys playing two ways. And this year, Peyton hasn't played defense for us for 2 years. I mean, the dude's 6'3" and 230, and he's just been sitting over there being a pretty boy quarterback. And but he stepped up, and we started him at some defensive end, and then ended up moving him to linebacker in the district championship game. He was obviously good offensively, but he had 18 tackles in the district championship game, and he's just really embraced that role. And also with Braylon hasn't played a lot of defense for us these 2 years, and he's playing some defense for us now. And then the other guy I brought with us was Joseph Moore, and he was kind of a luxury in the 8-man game. He's 6'3", 200 pounds, playing safety, and 8-man. He actually started as a corner for us last year, and then moved to safety. And then this year we honestly was just kind of toying with him as a linebacker, just to kind of get some of it on tape for him because he wants to play at the next level. And I thought, him getting some linebacker reps would be a good deal for him. But then due to injuries, we ended up moving him to linebacker, and he's just been really, really good for us there. He's also caught 10, 11 touchdown passes. He's our leading receiver, and just the best thing, all three of them are just great kids, and I can't say enough about them and their leadership.
Coach Cox.
Yep, to echo what Coach Ross said, we're incredibly grateful to be here. This is a really special thing that you guys have put together, so thank you to OSSAA, UCO, and all the media people for being willing to do this for all of us. You guys have made this already. The experience is really, really special. So I think we had the longest drive here today, but again, this is not the kind of thing that we get exposed to all that often just because of where we are geographically, but incredibly excited to be playing in this game. This is our third state championship matchup with Dewar in the last 6 years, I think. So a ton of respect for their program. I think we're constructed, we're built similarly. I think we do a lot of the same things, and really looking forward to the game on Thursday. The guys that I brought with me, I've got Darrell Favela. He's number 15 right here. This is his first year playing for us at Laverne. You would not think it to see him sitting right here. He plays nose guard for us and is really, really good at it. I'm pretty sure he's our leading tackler right now, which is incredibly rare for a defensive line, but just the season early, we were sitting at 1-2. We graduated some really, really good players from a year ago. We've had guys that have had to step in and fill roles. My son is playing quarterback right now as a sophomore. We did not think that was going to be the case going into the year, but the guys have rallied, and really come together as a unit as the season has progressed. And Durella's had a lot to do with that. He makes our defense a lot better than it most likely would have been. I've also got Trex Carnegie behind me right here, number 8, plays tight end and some wide receiver depending on the set that we're in, as well as defensive end. He's a 3-year starter for us. Really, really good route runner, really good after the catch, very, very explosive athlete, and hard to handle at defensive end. Another cool thing about being the head coach in the town that I grew up in and graduated from, Trex's dad was in my graduating class. We played high school football together. So stuff like that is really cool. And then, the third one that I've got with me in the other room is Giovanni Gonzalez. He's a 3-year starter at guard. Wears number 45. Again, really, really good kid, really, really good football player. Yeah, we're super excited to be here.
Questions?
This is for Coach Cox. So how did you guys start the season? You guys started a little rough. How did you guys reset and go week by week? How did that feel for you guys?
Well, we knew going into the season that our schedule, our pre-district schedule was tough. I've told a lot of people, I've never said this in front of any of our players to the best of my knowledge, but I had told a lot of coaches coming into the season that there was a distinct possibility that we were going to look at being 1-4 going into district play, and just because we were playing teams that were a lot more experienced than us, things like that. And like I said, 1-2 to start the season, got beat by 2 really, really good football teams in Sealing and South Central. South Central just won a state championship up in Kansas this last Saturday. And so going into the next one, we really pared down our game plan, really just tried to get back to really basic football. That was the week that we went down and played Hollis. It was a long road trip for us, playing that game on Thursday. But that was kind of the turning point of the season. We talked a lot about just being physical and getting after and running the ball. Mostly under center in that game, which we really don't do a lot of anymore. But that point, I feel like, is where our season kind of changed, and our guys really started to believe in themselves and in their teammates, and that's where we kind of figured out that, hey, we can be a really good football team. We just progressed since then.
For the players, a little bit off of what Coach is saying, can you just talk about the moment each of you realized, hey, we're good enough to make this run, that we have what it takes to be able to make it to the final game?
I definitely feel like the turning point for us was the Hollis game, as Coach said. Just staying together, staying as a team. Our team was a really good bond, so just sticking together and really figuring out what works best for us is what we did.
Yeah, for me, as Coach Scott stated before, you wouldn't picture being those guys. So, being able to see my boys back me up in that new position, it really made me trust them,
Dewar as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'd say our biggest turning point is we lost to Sealing. They're a really good team, and that sparked like a fire in me. We're not going to lose again. That's our mindset the entire season. Last year we did it, and we're going to look to redo it again this year in a few days. So just keep our nose down and practice every day as hard as we can. It's my last year. Go out and just give it all I can one last time.
Yeah, I agree. The Sealing game was our turning point. We had a lot of injuries up to that game,
for both of you coaches, kind of talk about, third time in 6 years, kind of talk about what does it take every year consistently to be one of the top programs in ABN football and get back to this position every year and just the overall grind of the season?
For me, I wasn't at Dewar in 2020 for the first one, but I've been there for 5 years, and last year I was the defensive coordinator. But, our program, obviously Coach Bean did a really good job, and it was very successful and just kind of laid a really good foundation. And when I took over, I just really tried to build on what was already there and just kind of add my own touch to it a little bit. But it's a tribute to our kids, and our kids work hard. And, the other part with me taking over is we try not to change anything because, we're not going to try to fix what's not broken. We just try to add to it a little bit, maybe, but I just think the groundwork and the foundation and the expectations are set, and our kids, I don't have to do a lot of discipline and stuff because they know the expectations for the summer and the weight room and the weight program we have, and they know their daily expectations at practice we've been blessed with some really, really good kids. This year, I think it's a little bit more challenging because we lost over 10 seniors last year. We lost all of our guys that played up front, and we lost a lot of really good players. And some of the guys, even our older guys that are playing this year, some of those guys had never really played much varsity, and then we've been blessed with some younger players that have stepped up. But I would just say that basically just the foundation that's there and just building on it's probably the key to our success.
Yeah, I would largely say the same thing. This is my fourth year as the head coach at Laverne, 12th year being back at Laverne overall. But I did the same thing. I tried to change as little as possible as far as our day-to-day routine, how we treat a game week, the same defense that we run. I tried to keep as much of that stuff intact as possible, and we're fortunate to be in a community and a school that really supports our football program. And so our kids come into every season with high expectations. It's not sometimes the old guys at the coffee shop ask me, what kind of team we're going to have this year, what we're going to look like. And I think the difference in the team that you have versus being a program is in a program, your expectation is we're going to go try to win the last game of the year, every single year. And so you prepare as if you're good enough to do that. And that's how it's been at Laverne for a long time. That's how it's going to be for a long time. And so just all of that built-in, tradition and all of that kind of stuff is a really big deal.
Matt with Laverne, what's game day travel look for you guys on championship day, and what time did you leave this morning? And Matt from Dewar, Sealing and Willika on the schedule this year. I know you'd like to be 13-0, but what did you take from those losses? Sometimes you can learn more from losses for your team, and what did you take away from those that might have helped you get here today?
So our travel, we left at 5:15 this morning. I was up at 4, picking these guys up in Laverne at 5:15. As far as Thursday, we will leave. The plan right now is to leave at 11:30. Stop and grab a bite to eat somewhere. Stop at Cashin if Coach Shack will let me, just for a brief walkthrough, and try to get here around 4:30 or so.
As far as playing Sealing and Willika, those two games, I know last year for a fact, losing to Willika, as much as it hurts in the moment and in a rivalry game, like that loss last year to Willika is really what put us on the path to win a state championship last year. We knew we were pretty good last year, but it exposed some of our weaknesses and just some things to work on, and they did some things that other teams are still trying to do to us, and it's, no matter what, we work on multiple defensive schemes all the time, but, playing those guys, it just makes us better. I was thankful to Coach Manuel, one of my assistants, Coach Stack, have been talking to him, and they had an opening, and we got together. I mean, the way I understood it, it happened pretty quick, and I'm just thankful for those guys. And you know, sometimes in district play, it's some of the stats these guys have is kind of impressive to me. But I mean, we play a lot of games where we, of course, 8-man has the mercy rule, so we're only playing a half against a lot of these teams. And in a lot of years, we try to get to the third quarter sometimes to let our younger guys play. But with the injuries that we've had, we've kind of I've hated to do it a few times, but we just kind of went ahead and went for the jugular so we could end the game because we didn't want to risk any injuries. But yeah, playing those guys, man, we want to play good football teams, and sometimes we have years where we just don't get to play it, and a lot of times people just won't play us, and so I'm appreciative of those guys. It definitely makes us better, and it's a fun rivalry. You know, especially with Lika, you know, there's been some tense moments in the past, but man, our kids, I think a lot of them are friends, you know, off the field a little bit, and I mean, it's a good rivalry during the game, but there's not a lot of bad blood, and it's just a lot of fun.
And this is for Dewar's players, but you know, new head coach, has this year been quite a bit different for you guys, or has it been similar? You know, can you just kind of describe, you know, what it was like for you guys, you know, leading up to the season?
It's been great. We have a great staff. I mean, they prepare us well every week. We have the same expectations we had last year, so everything's the same.
I grew up with Coach Bean. I mean, it hates losing, but I chose